All right, Chairman
Good
Burgess,
afternoon and welcome.
go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to Pittsburgh Land Bank. You can
Okay, my name is Emily Kalchak, the Assistant Manager of the Pittsburgh Land Bank, and I'll be calling the roll. Reverend Ricky Burgess,
hear.
Dr. Jamil Bey, Councilman Daniel Lavelle,
Here.
Councilman Bobby Wilson,
Here.
Director Steve Mazza, Director Wanda Wilson,
Present.
Director Karen Breen.
Here.
Okay, I believe we have a virtual quorum.
Thank you very much. The first order of business is public comment. Is there anyone from the public that is signed up or is in the waiting room to address this land board board meeting? Is anyone for public comment?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Seeing no, I can hear you. Is anybody in public comment?
Yeah, I would like to say something.
Okay.
My name is Chris Sellers. I'm 25 years old, and I've just started becoming a real estate investor. I wanted to say that trying to get properties is like kind of a hard process to do because like during the auctions and stuff like that, it's hard to outbid people that have millions of dollars, and I just feel like there should be an easier process for us to purchase properties, because I want to purchase properties in places in the place that I'm from, and not just like and not just be outbid by large investors that have lots of money that I can't really do anything with. That's all.
Thank you. Is there any other person that wants to address this council meeting?
Yes, I would like to say something.
Sure, Mr. White.
Yes, sir. How are you? I'm simply my public comment is real simple. It kind of goes on the lines of what Mr. The young man just said recently. I'm from the Homewood neighborhood, born and raised. I'm a disabled veteran, and there are a lot of there's some properties, some vacancies that I feel as though if we were able or myself were able to obtain them, can actually be used. Can actually be obtained in a better or a freer or an easier way that can actually be revitalized and of use, not just for the community, but for the individuals in the community, especially by people who actually are still in the community. And I just believe the process or even the opportunity to be able to secure property in that aspect would be just, pretty much the process to be like feasible or transparent, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense, which is what we're working to achieve. But thank you very much for your comment. Is there anyone else that wants to comment?
Yes, I'd like to speak also.
Yes, please identify your name and area.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne Brown. I live in the McKees Rocks area, but I'm originally from Garfield. Oh, should I continue talking?
Yes. Yes,
sorry, I wasn't sure.
I'm sorry, you begin with that. Just keep talking.
Okay. Well, one thing that I noticed is a lot of times in a neighborhood like where I'm from, people who do have the money can just come and buy out the neighborhood. And a lot of times residents are pushed out. I feel like as a person being from there, I should be able to invest in the neighborhoods I grew up in. When I go to auctions and things like that, I feel like I'm always outbid by people who have a surplus of money. And I don't think that the barrier should be this hard in order to invest in the communities that we grew up in. So I'd like the land bank to be able to help people like myself who would like to, invest back into the neighborhoods that they're from.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please. Is there another speaker?
I see Jaron Witherspoon. I think Jaron might be our last speaker.
Jaron, do you want to speak before us?
Yes, I apologize. Yes, so I'm on the same page as everyone else. I believe there should be a more transparent way for the residents in the community where they're from to be able to purchase property or land. Just like the big investors, we should have the same options and opportunities that they have. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I think if that exhausts our public comment meeting, we'll go into my section of the agenda. The minutes of December were passed out. I need a motion to approve December 2022 minutes.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. All right, same thing with the financial report. There has been, it has been mailed out to you. Is there a motion to accept the December financial report?
So move.
Any second? Any conversation? If no conversation, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposers, nay. All right, and that takes us next to staff updates.
Thank you, Chairman. This is Sally Stadelman, manager of the Pittsburgh Land Bank. We have one voting item for board members today, change in our ARPA allocation. We did want to start just for the benefit of our listening public, a quick review of our acquisition and property transfer process in the land place of and role of the Pittsburgh Land Bank here. But we can move to the next slide. Just a quick overview of this change. We'll be voting on a $7 million budget. That changes the projected number of properties that we are able to affect to 390. So that's 240 structures and 150 vacant city lots is what we're projecting with that fund. The change from the previous budget you can see here on the slide is in gray. And of course, we do want to point out as we're starting with a review of the city's inventory, that our estimated number of city lots in the city's inventory that could be appropriate for disposition is around 8,800 properties. And with that, we can move to the next slide. And this is our updated numbers and disposition costs based on our new budget. And I do believe with that, Chairman, we can turn it back over to you for a motion and comments from the board.
Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Need a second.
Second.
Any conversation?
Yes.
Uh,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes, unless you were going to make comment first, I'll allow, All right. Well, within this past budget season, I think most of you are aware, it wasn't explained here, but because the decision wasn't made here in terms of where it was reduced from 10 to 7 million. That was a decision that council and the mayor made together, and with that, council had to make some hard decisions on some ARPA funding, but that doesn't affect what the land bank can do, especially the plan that's been laid out here. in this meeting and also in the previous meeting when we voted on a $10 million budget, which is to successfully have a functioning land bank that can move property efficiently, and we can do that in the next coming couple years here, 2-3 years with the funding, and then with that success, we can continue to fill the need here. Council and the mayor can continue to fill the need, of the continued plan that will ultimately be, hopefully very successful for the city of Pittsburgh.
Chairman Burgess, you're muted.
Thank you. As I tell you, technology is not my friend. I work at it. Is there any more conversation? Seeing all those in person talk about saying aye.
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 Opposed is nay. It is approved. All right, next.
All right, Chairman Burgess, you're coming in and out, but my name is Emily Kalchak, and I'll be giving us some of the property updates for the Pittsburgh Land Bank. The first update we have for the Board of Directors and the public is an overview of some of our goals for 2023 in relation to the Pittsburgh Property Reserve. As a reminder for the public, the Pittsburgh Property Reserve served as a way for community organizations to submit properties to be taken through treasurer's sale with the city of Pittsburgh, properties that were not subject to a bid but were put to community and productive use. Unfortunately, this reserve was closed at the start of the pandemic, and now we've left our community groups with limited resources of which to recycle vacant and abandoned and otherwise unproductive properties. One of the Pittsburgh Land Bank's goal is to provide clear and insurable titles for these properties via a donation agreement between the city of Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Land Bank, and GRB Law. Another goal of ours is to implement an efficient and transparent process for the land bank to begin submitting properties on behalf of CDCs and taking over an obligation and responsibility towards this reserve. As a reminder, the land bank is also exploring other methods of property acquisition and is continuing to build our capacity and knowledge to unlock property acquisition for the sheriff's sale for 2024 to 2025. For properties that are in the current donation agreement, 22 of these properties are ready for final orders to be signed.
Oh, and Emily, just a quick, so the orders are signed and it's the finance department is working on setting closing dates for these properties.
Thank you, Sally. Moving on, the following properties are ready for final hearing. And finally, these properties, 26 in total, are still having service in process. So these petitions have been initiated and we are moving through them.
And for those less familiar with the quiet title process, so this is the initiation of the quiet title process. The city, of course, needs free and clear title in order to sell these properties to the community organizations.
Thank you, Sally. Our final property update for the Board of Directors and the public is an ongoing Pittsburgh Land Bank disposition in the Mount Washington community, 6 Boggs Avenue. Our purchaser, as the board approved at the December 2022 meeting, the Mount Washington Community Development Corporation, they have successfully gone through the land bank's 20-day objection period. One single objection was filed, and the next steps are for the Mount Washington Community Development Corporation to submit a sources and uses to Pittsburgh Land Bank staff, and for the Mount Washington Community Development Corporation to seek zoning approval prior to the sale and transfer of the property. I will pause for any questions from the board.
No questions.
No further questions. That takes us to our legislative updates. Sally, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Emily. So the Land Bank has two important pieces of legislation relevant to our function and implementation this year. So first, we have the Tri-Party Cooperation Agreement Amendment that is before City Council. The Land Bank held a briefing for City Council members in December to review the proposed standard transfer process that we'd like to have added to our tri-party agreement with the city and the URA. Following this briefing, our next step in this process is for City Council to schedule a public hearing on this amendment, as was called for by council members. Once that hearing is held, the amendment can return to the council table for more discussion and a vote. Any questions from members?
No. Next.
All right, our other pending piece of legislation is the reintroduction of our amendment to the municipal claims and tax lien law. This will be introduced at the state level. Thanks to David Geiger, who we also have on the line here to answer questions. We are diligently working to have this amendment reintroduced in partnership with Senator Fontana at the state level. So Senator Fontana is circulating a co-sponsorship memo, and we're also working to have this bill reintroduced in the House as well. And we expect to have more positive updates in the coming months for members. Any questions I can answer here for members?
Thank you very much, Sally. If there are no other questions, that takes us to our second public comment at the conclusion of the meeting. Is there anybody in the room, Sally, for public comment?
We have no new speakers as far as I can.
Okay. Seeing no new speakers, is there anything that comes before the body?
Oh, I'm sorry, Chairman. I apologize. I do see Billy Vaughn has joined us. If Billy may want to make comment.
I'm here. I do. I'm so sorry. I had to do some mediation at a school, so I'm sorry, but I'm here and I'm trying to. Can you guys see me? I'm sorry because I can't even see you all, but I can. If you can hear me, I'll just make my comment. I'm good. How are you?
Billy, we're having trouble with your audio.
No, I just want to give a public comment to students that need to purchase property. Okay, wait. Hold on. One moment. This is why I like in person. I don't like virtual. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? No?
We hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So my public comment.
No,
All right.
not.
My public comment is just to advocate for residents that are, no, can't hear me?
Mm-hmm. We can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, no. Sorry. I'm not sure what's going on. Are interested in purchasing property from this more transparent system in the city's real estate department. Just the process. I'm advocating for more staff to help with the process, and all of the properties that were once on a reserve with the CDCs and they're coming out of the reserve. If there was just some more transparency to how that happens and what's available and how the residents could, be a part of the process to know what's going on with those properties. So that's what my public comment is for. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Is there
All right,
anyone else, Sally?
There are no new public comment speakers.
Anything else before this body? Seeing nothing, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second, need a second.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, there's nay. Thank you very much. We are adjourned, everybody.